time today?
Absolutely, yeah. We just got going this morning, Saturday morning, and yeah, things are starting to pile up here on the beach.
Why are we piled up on the beach?
Well, of course, we're here for G6, the Canadian equivalent, and there's a challenge today, which includes barges. So everyone's out this morning testing their barge for the first time, and it's extraordinary.
Barge as in you're going to put your probably expensive scale truck to float it?
That's right.
Float it.
Looks like there's a bit of a course out there, so I'm unclear as to what the challenge will partake, but it certainly looks interesting.
I want to go check out some of these barges.
Let's do it.
Okay. It looks like everything from construction site to full custom, like 2-truck barge with dudes on it and propellers, and I mean, it's just amazing.
Yeah, there's all kinds of different building materials that are represented here, and it's interesting how the mine works and how they create these things.
Yeah, this is crazy. There's one right out there. It looks like it's getting 2 rigs, and I hope it floats. Oh man.
Video, you get it to camera and fly it sideways.
Good job, buddy. Hold on, you gotta give me some room.
That was almost fantastic.
Almost. Not quite. Need some help.
Alex, move that Jeep. Let them get by us. Now you're standing in between the gates. There you go.
Actually, they're going over that way. I'm just waiting for everybody that I'm with behind me. Hold on, Alex, don't get on the log.
So sometimes it's just like epic scale goodness. I mean, look at this thing. Look at that.
Looks like a dude
He's
and
got
a
the
dog.
whole wheelhouse in there. He's got the anchor pull. It's all gripped and lit. Look at that. Yeah.
There's a shark with some blood.
He's got a fresh catch there, and of course he's fishing with dynamite. It's always legit.
And he has like a gold stash.
And it probably drives.
Because that's for the next driver to find the
Driver meeting.
sticker with the hole punch.
Excuse me?
Yes.
If we find a Ford on the trail, is that considered as trash?
Whoa!
Hey, put a
Huh? It's already all rough. I know.
Daddy, did you see the one that's here?
Yeah, it's cool. I don't know what I was gonna do though. First time we went, my little one let this one fire point of thing on. Oh shit. Yeah. Running in the tall grass. Barnyard. So. There's a water. She's full. Sorry. Yeah. And I'm good too.
I don't even look. It's all good.
I haven't
So I did have a very nice GCM mug here that I was going to be holding, except I put it down on the studio bench and he finished it off.
I drank it, all of it, when he wasn't looking.
How does that happen?
I don't know. We should still put the GCM mug there, though.
Let's do that. We have brand new fancy GCM mugs. I think we're going to give them out at events.
That's awesome. I love mine.
Yep.
Yeah. That's fantastic.
Let's do a little close off of the RECON G6.
So G6 was epic. It was fantastic. Parker, Joanna, Tim Bloor, who else helped get that thing going? I mean,
Josh, Sokral, people that just jump in to volunteer.
Yep.
Like Amanda.
Registration. Because we all know registration is the most fun thing you can do at any of these events. It's fantastic.
There's so much work that goes into putting one of these things on. Parker and Joanna and Parker's volunteer crew went and set up trails. I think it was the RC four-wheel drive trail, Proline trail, Fast Eddie trail, the River Goonies trail, and then they set up the truck challenges on the beach with balloon popping.
Yep, that was in the evening.
They did a terracross track at the beach the first night.
Which was, I wish I'd have seen that, because that was, well, we terracrossed these and some Yeti trophy trucks, which was awesome.
That's pretty fun.
But yeah, I wish I would have seen that. That would be great.
So huge amount of work goes into putting these events on, and as everybody knows that's been to one of these things, it's especially when you start crossing the border from US to Canada back and forth. We've done that for our events, and RC four-wheel drive G6 coming up to Canada has their prizes drop shipped and stuff. There's so much logistics that go into putting these things together. So anyways, despite the cross-border issues and trying to get everything set up, Parker puts on a top-level, world-class tiny trucking event, and thank you.
Good job. Yeah, it was
Thank
fantastic.
you very much, Brian Parker.
We'll be back. Amanda and I are coming back next year. We should totally bring some Florida people with us up here to the Great White North.
That was an official invite for Florida people right there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, it was awesome. It was hands down the best G6 we've ever gone to. It really was. And part of the best G6 was the float your rig challenge.
Yep,
that was fantastic. It was the funniest, most awesome thing ever. I mean, it was great, and I won't miss that next year. And GCM's we're gonna do something awesome next year. I deem it so.
I think it's going to be a little crazy, actually. We have, like, I had plans to make kind of a twin prop airboat kind of a thing that I was going to set up, which was easy. It wasn't Rob approved. It was not Rob approved, and so we have upped our game, at least in our thoughts, for next year, and so we're hoping to have a pretty nice float your rig for next year. So yeah, maybe float more than one rig.
Multiple rigs.
That's kind of what we're thinking.
We'll just stop there because I don't want to give away all the ideas. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome.
Now, I know that we met up with Pun, Oliver Arbor. Okay,
gosh.
so listen, Pun, we call him Pun because we've traveled to a whole bunch of different events with this guy Oliver, who's a local guy here in Canada, and he's on the Scalar Fab team. Check out scalarfab.com. And also I want to say, not only is he hilarious and we've renamed him Pun forever, but he's also world famous for building a rig the night before. So you know this I think is the first year of his life where he's actually gone to an event, I think twice or 3 times in a row now, where the rig was already built a couple of weeks or more before the event happened. But speaking of midnight builds, this is one of them.
Sort of a midnight build, mostly because I was still awake at midnight building, but it didn't start at midnight. I built this rig in 4 hours, and
that's 4 hours on Florida time.
4 hours. This is the 4-hour build. So I had this idea because I was going to build like the Florida version after I saw this. This is fantastic. This is great. It's like the race truck theme, and I said, you know, I have to have one of those. So I had maybe a third or a half, probably had a half of the parts to build this in Florida. And I said, hey Chris, I'm going to bring these parts, and what do you think about doing a time-lapse video of full assembly of all of this? So I did, and I'm thinking, well, you know, it's a C-Max, it's super modular, they go together super easy, it's leaf sprung, what could possibly go wrong? I'll sit down and slam this thing together between fishing and fishing. I'll do it all between fishing, and I'll build this time-lapse.
And River Goonies.
Oh yeah, and the Goonies. Yeah, well, I had to have it done before we went to the
That's
G6
what I mean, yeah.
rep. So I had 4 hours, and I did that. I pretty much built this in 4 hours. And so, yeah, this thing is pretty fantastic. I did not have a set of tires, so I got on Facebook and plugged the SoCrawl group, and I said, hey, I need a set of these Slick Rock tires, the little tiny TSLs that have horrible traction as far as I'm concerned, but they look awesome. Awesome.
Great tire.
And that's the look that I wanted for this truck. So, yeah, I got those. I mounted the tires actually the night, when were we there? Friday night. Friday night at, I don't know.
Midnight.
Dan and I, yes, probably was midnight. Dan and I unmounted, took the rims apart and slammed the tires on there midnight and put them on the truck,
yeah.
And I drove the crap out of it. You'll see the video the following day.
So 3 cheers for all the midnight builds that happened for Goonies G6. I think there was a whole lot of wrenching at the place.
Oh, it was. Yeah, we went down to the group camping area,
yep.
And Tim had somebody's truck on the table with like wires, just wires everywhere. And I don't even know what he was working on something, and I offered to drill a hole or multiple holes because I'm good with the drill. And right in the wires. It was not doing something right, I guess. So I'm pretty sure Tim rewired the entire truck like at midnight.
Yeah. I smelled a little bit of hot electronics down at the beach there at one point.
I may have had an electronic smell several times throughout the weekend. Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure I saw a truck fall off of one of the floats and like totally disappear underwater.
I'm pretty sure that was Tim.
That's another story.
I'm pretty sure that was Tim. Yeah, he tanked his rig while he wasn't looking. And Jason had his GoPro or whatever it was on his barge out on the river at the time.
Oh, yeah.
And he caught it on film. It was pretty funny. So look back at the SoCrawl, SoCrawl, SoCrawl Facebook page, and you can see all the videos from Goonies. It was hilarious. Amazing.
It was awesome. Yeah, it was. If I said this before, it was the best G6 we've ever been to. Panda approves. If she was here over my shoulder, she would say the same thing. It's the best G6.
We had a good time. And we got to camp on site, and it's a fantastic place at Warsaw Caves Conservation Area. So 3 cheers. Thanks to Terry, if you're watching, for hosting us there at the Warsaw Caves, and we had a really great time. We are going to just say again thanks for Brian Parker and Joanna for setting this all up, for RC 4-Wheel Drive, Proline sponsorship, Tim at VS Customs, everybody else that donated prizes and stuff to the pool, and we're going to switch gears over here in the studio to do our rig review on this crazy awesome truck and show you the time-lapse build, which we think is kind of cool.
4 hours. 4 hours it took to build this.
We'll see. We'll see. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the River Goonies and all of our footage, and stay tuned on the channel pretty soon for a new rig review on this fantastic truck.
Awesome.
Cheers.
Tiny Trucks.